today's clock ticking so fast, brunch is one of those simple pleasures that we wish we could have every day. These recipes are so simple yet indulgent, it brings a new meaning to happy Sundays. So let's take it away. Chris's French toast. A little bit different to your usual French toast. The main point of difference being that I use cornflakes. What I do, grab the cornflakes and then crunch them up. Now I make the custard. We're using some fresh milk. I guess just about 2 cups. Grab a couple of eggs. A bit of sugar. And I guess about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Then just whisk all of these together to combine well. Now I take the brioche. Brioche is a butter-based bread. I'm just going to trim off the crusts. Just dip it into the custard. Just gently squeeze it just to make sure that it's all absorbed. Nicely coated in the cornflakes. Take some nice French butter. I'm just browning the butter slightly. Just gives it a nice nutty taste, the French toast. The result that I want is that I want it to be nice and sort of creamy and soft in the middle, but a nice crunchy coating on the outside. Onto the chopping board straight away. I'm going to move over my grill pan for the bacon. Prefer to use streaky bacon. Whilst the bacon is getting nice and crispy in the pan, I'm just going to sprinkle the French toast with a little bit of cinnamon sugar, cut in half. Arrange on my platter. Well, there's nothing better than the smell of crispy bacon, nicely grilled. Just going to arrange that very simply on the side. Now I'm going to take some maple syrup and just drizzle on the bacon as well as the French toast. French toast with a twist, perfect for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Amazing. Our next egg dish is the classic omelette. What I'm going to do is portobello mushroom, spinach and blue cheese omelette. Let me get started. I will firstly just slice a few shallots and I'm just going to saute the base ingredients in the pan first. So I just take a little bit of butter, add my shallots. While my shallots are sizzling away, I take my portobello mushrooms, just quickly peel. Again, I just slice them. Shallots are sizzling away, just place my mushrooms on top. Just take some baby spinach, just coarsely chop. While I'm letting those sizzle away, I'm now going to make my, my egg mixture. Here we take 3 cage-free eggs. You can see they've got very nice, strong yellow yolks and a little bit more stiffer whites, which make them just a lot fresher, a lot easier to work with. Just add a little bit of cream, a little bit of milk, some sea salt and some pepper. I just gently whisk these together. Mushrooms are almost done, shallots are nicely grilled. Now I add in some spinach. Just add a little bit of salt to this as well, a little bit of pepper. This will be very quick to cook. So I just put this to one side. This style of omelette is more of a classic French style. So the way I like to do it is that the temperature of the pan is not too hot, okay? I want to have a very delicate, soft omelette. So I just pour the egg mixture in, just leave it in there for a few seconds. The important thing is I don't want to hear too fierce a sizzle or a fierce heat, because that will then make the eggs go brown, which tends to be a little bit more rubbery. So I pull the eggs in from the sides. The egg mix is almost completely set. I just arrange the mushroom and the spinach and the shallot. And then I'm taking some blue cheese. I mean, whichever blue cheese you prefer. I really enjoy this King Island Roaring Forties blue. And then what I do is I just very carefully fold over my omelette. I can smell the cheese melting inside. Just gently transfer my omelette to the plate. We're going to take some fresh sage, very quickly chop a little bit of fresh sage. What I'm creating here is what we call a Beurre Noisette, similar to what I was using with the French toast. So it just gives it a nice nutty flavour. Add my sage liberally. Then I have some nicely toasted pine nuts. Give those a quick saute. My Beurre Noisette and pine nuts, sage, all along the omelette. What I like to do is just to cut it a little bit to little pieces, just to allow some of those juices to come out. A classic French style omelette filled with mushrooms, spinach, blue cheese, lightly cooked in the pan, not too hot, not too fierce. I want to have a nice delicate omelette, slightly decadent, finished off with the Beurre Noisette, which is the brown butter, some pine nuts and sage. Simply delicious. Some people are scared of making omelettes. Others are even more scared of poaching eggs. So, how do I poach the perfect egg? There's a few factors. The first factor is the quality of the egg itself. Try and choose good quality imported free-range eggs. These eggs have 2 layers of egg white, which form beautifully around the egg yolk. Secondly is the freshness of the egg. What we do here is the water test. By dropping the egg into some water, if the egg rises to the surface, then the egg is not fresh. The next thing we have to do is put on a pot of water. A large volume of water is always the best. If you try and poach in a little pot like that, for sure it'll hit the bottom straight away and scramble everywhere. Also, make sure that the water itself is a steady roll, okay? Not simmering, not steaming, but a steady roll. I will add a bit of vinegar. The vinegar helps to balance the egg white or suspend the egg in the water. Take my egg gently into a teacup, and then I can see that my water is nicely bubbling. Just gently put my egg in the water. Use a spoon, carefully bring the egg around. So I can see that that's actually nicely covered the edges of the egg yolk. Okay, there it comes out. Very nicely poached, nice smooth texture, very runny in the middle, nicely set on the outside. One final step, which is very important, is to dip the egg into a pot of hot water. This will just make sure that there is no residual vinegar taste from the boiling water here and that it's got a nice clean taste. I'm going to give you one simple example of how to use this poached egg, and that is a breakfast salad. This breakfast salad, I've just prepared everything. I made it very easy. Nice gem lettuce, slices of avocado, and then some crunchy salmon that I've fried in a pan until it's nice and crispy. Put that on top, and then I take a lime, squeeze some fresh lime juice on top, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, my freshly poached egg, just gently on top, nice sprinkling of crispy bacon, and then a few good grinds of pepper. So when I break the egg in the salad, the yolk will actually help form a nice base of the dressing for the breakfast salad. So my perfectly poached egg is the perfect final touch to my breakfast salad. The way to the heart is through the tummy. With these great brunch recipes, now you know how. Happy Sundays. See you next time on Chris's Takeaway.